How soon can you become tech illiterate without realizing it? Well, I'm about to show you. So what do I mean when I say tech illiterate? Tech illiterate means that you do not know how to use or identify or navigate the technology that you're expected to know how to use to function in everyday life on a social, political, and economic level, right? So think about your parents or maybe your grandparents. Do they know how to use LinkedIn to market themselves to get jobs? Do they have tech literacy when it comes to turning a JPEG into a PDF or using ChatGPT? Usually not. Now, does that mean they're unintelligent? No, it just means that they haven't adopted the technology that they've been expected to adopt to keep up. Now, millennials were marketed to others and to ourselves as tech gurus because we were the kids with all the gadgets, and there's this expectation that we know tech. But we are not aware that's all just marketing, and technology will continue to advance to a place that we are not tech gurus, but we are quickly filling in the slot that our parents and grandparents are in, where we're gonna have trouble knowing how to operate and navigate the incoming technology that is starting to be required to know how to use to advance. Clear example is AI, right? I'm sure someone has told you, hey, if you don't learn this AI stuff, you're gonna be broke and homeless, so you better figure it out, right? There's this pressure that you really gotta figure out this AI stuff because your life depends on it. Well, why? Well, because we have a tech philosophy that says, unless you can keep up with what, I'm still not sure, but keep up with the simple pace that pressures above us are expecting us to keep up with, if you cannot keep up with that, your risk goes up high because that's just the way we designed it. Not all cultures are designed this way. There are cultures that didn't technologically advance for hundreds, sometimes thousands of years. So basically, what world you were born into as a baby and died into as an adult was pretty much consistent. It was the same world. Not only was it the same world for you in your individual life, but it was the same world and technological landscape for probably you, your grandparents, your great-grandparents, your great-great-grandparents, as well as your kids, your kids' kids, your kids' kids' kids. So again, typically humans build cultures that have a consistent rhythm and pattern and somewhat even technological terrain. Modern American culture does not do that. Modern American culture, your whole world can transform within a few years of your life, so that the world you're born into is not the world you're in as an early adolescent, is not the world you're in as a middle-aged person, is not the world you're in as an elderly person, is not the world that you're in. And so these cause tech literacy gaps, okay? And again, millennials were taught that we just inherently understand technology, but unfortunately it gives us this bias that we're immune to becoming tech illiterate just by way of standing here. So you can become technologically ostracized just by not being proactive and aggressive about learning how new technology works. And if I'm being quite frank, you can still try to learn and be proactive about how new technology works and still not be able to fully comprehend how the technology works because it is becoming that advanced and sophisticated. So what I mean in particular is AI. Right now, AI is such a vague concept in people's minds, and it's mostly a concept made up of a marketing image. And the image is that AI is like magic. They actually use this, these icons of little magical sparkles around it in most tech interfaces. And the implication there is that it's magic, right? That's all marketing. It's actually not magic, it's technology, but the marketing has a bigger influence on our perception of it and whether or not we pedestalize or how we interact with it. So the idea is that AI is your friend, and all you have to do is learn how to use it, and you'll be able to get ahead and stay on track for your livelihood. What's happening is our media environment is being flooded with AI videos and what people would arguably call slop. Slop is junk. And a lot of the AI that is coming in through videos, through words, we have less and less of an idea of when it's AI and when it's not. Now, I see many people in the comments say, oh, this is AI. You guys should know this is AI. And what I've been trying to articulate is right now you can identify some AI, but there's also a lot of AI you can't identify. There's a lot of AI you can't identify that you're interfacing with every day. There's new stats coming out saying that 97% of people cannot identify the difference between AI music and music made by a human. So there's a chance if you listen to those like YouTube background ambiance videos, that those are conducted by AI, that the images are conducted by AI, the descriptions are conducted by AI, the whole thing is conducted by AI. So there's perceived AI that you know is AI or at least think is AI, and then there's unperceived AI, which is AI that you don't even know you're dealing with. Well, if I don't even know I'm dealing with a certain dimension of technology that I am expected to know and operate to secure my livelihood and improve the world, how am I going to be able to realistically keep up? Well, my take is that you won't, and that this whole speed and philosophy is designed in a way where you can't, that you can become technologically marginalized just by a way of being here. That's what happened to your parents. They were tech savvy when they were kids. They knew how to operate the fax machine and the phone and all of the new inventions that their parents and grandparents couldn't navigate. And they were taught that that's what they needed to know to stay ahead. Well, now what? Now if they don't continue, they risk becoming technologically marginalized, which risks their livelihood and their ability to navigate politically, socially, and economically. Most millennials, again, we're already here. We think it's coming, or we think we're about to become tech illiterate. Most of us are already here, and the Gen Z generation sees that and understands that. And they're in the cute hot spot right now where they have they're crowned as knowing and having the most tech literacy at the moment. But that white hot spot, they're gonna be pushed. Everyone gets pushed. And this type of culture that ostracizes itself by the generation and fragments itself by the generation causes huge communication and social gaps between the generation. Generations are supposed to be defined, but they shouldn't feel like worlds apart. Healthy cultures, again, and I explained in my other video, have healthier relationships and closer connections between older and younger generations. It's not like, holy shit, you're on a whole other planet and I can't even speak to you in the same language because you don't even know what the fuck a meme is. That is creating a whole different world. So technology transforms our world every 5 to 10 years, particularly in our lifetime, and it's creating these huge tech literacy gaps, which are a huge risk and threat to the integrity of all of our systems.